Good morning. How you guys doing this morning? Great. I want to start off this Devo by giving a huge shout out to Pastor Josh for setting me up for the 9 a.m. slot and not the 6:30. You are the real MVP wherever you are at, because I'm energized. I am ready to be here. Normally I'm sitting in the back with a hoodie, a little quiet by myself, because 6:30 is not my friend. But how you guys feeling this morning? You feeling good? Yeah? I'm excited to share with you guys today, but I have a question for you. Do you guys get nervous at all walking through TSA pre-check before you are entering into the airport? Does anybody else get nervous walking through any of that? No. Okay, does anybody get nervous getting pulled over? Okay, all right, at least I got some friends there. So I think it's because of this trauma that I've experienced that I legitimately get nervous before walking through like the metal detectors at the airport. And it's because there was this one time I was on my way to a missions trip, and all of us are checking in at the same time. The whole group is going through. And I go through the x-ray. They scan me. I get freaked out. I walk past it. And all of a sudden, this officer is holding on to my bag. And he's like, "We found something in your stuff." So I start panicking, immediately start sweating. I said, "Can I just go tell my group to go on without me, go to the gate, and I'll meet them there afterwards?" And he said, "Yeah, that's fine." So I run over to the group. I said, "Hey, they found something in my bag. Can you just wait for me? Or maybe just go to the gate, and I'll meet you guys there." Well, of course, the group stays and watches this whole thing go down, because they just wanted to see if I was going to get arrested, I think. And so I go back, and I'm talking to this officer, and he goes, "Ma'am, we found a knife in your purse." Yeah, a knife, yeah, of all things. And here I'm thinking, like, I'm just nervous because I think that they found an oversized shampoo. I was like, oh, I packed a 3 ounce, not a 2.5. And so he's like, "No, we found a knife in your purse." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I left that in there. And he goes, "Ma'am, were you intending on using this?" And I said, "No, of course not. I would never." And he goes, "So why do you have a knife in your purse?" I said, "Well, for self-defense, you know." And he goes, "So you did plan on using it?" And I was like, no. No, you can have it. And he goes, "I'm totally messing with you. If you want your knife, just walk over to the customer service and they'll mail it back to you. It's not that big of a deal. We already background checked you. We already did everything. In that meantime that you ran to go tell your group, we ran all of your checks and everything." And so I was like freaking out. Sweat was pouring out of my arms, and to the point where I was so nervous, because that really was not my intent, that I said, no, keep the knife. I don't even care about it. And he goes, "No, seriously, ma'am, we're not worried about it. Just go mail it back to yourself." But I thought it was a test. I thought he was testing me to see, like, how badly does this chick want her knife. And so I was like, "No, keep it. It's yours. It's fine. I just want to go on my mission. I'm on a missions trip. I'm going to serve people and to love on people." And he's like, "You can go. You're totally fine." And so I left my knife. I did not want it anymore, and kind of regret it because it was a nice knife. But I get so nervous to get searched. Like, to have somebody search me, or when I get pulled over, anything, I get so nervous that I'm gonna get caught with something that is not good. And there's this chapter in Psalms that I really want to go over with you guys today, and it's found in Psalms 139. And there's a prayer that David prays at the end of it, but what I find so intriguing is that at the beginning of this chapter, it says, "Oh Lord, you have searched me, and you know me. You know when I sit, and you know when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern all these different things." He's like, "You even know the word that is on my tongue before I even say it. You know it completely." And then he goes on, and David talks about how amazing God is in this chapter. And then David kind of finds himself in this rant where he starts ranting about wicked people and people that are against God. And then right after that, he prays this prayer that says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." And when I read that, I was like, man, why did David find it so important to reiterate? He already said at the beginning that God already knows everything about him. He already made that very clear. So why at the end of it did he activate and he actually asked God to search him? And I think it's because in order to give permission to God to search him, it's because change was wanted. He wanted to see a change happen in his life. And what I found even more interesting is that it was after his rant. He was ranting about these wicked people, and then he said, "You know what? Wait, hold on, pause. God, I need you to search me. I need you to search my heart. I want you to test me and test my anxious thoughts." And I was reading this commentary by Charles Spurgeon, and he said, "As I hate the wicked in their way, so would I hate every wicked way in myself." And our prayer focus today is the world, But the truth is that if we're going to see a change in our world, the change starts with us individually. And so I'm going to ask that for the first portion of this prayer time, that we would actually activate God, that we would ask God to come into our lives and to search us. And I know that that can be intimidating. I know that that can be nerve-wracking. It can almost be like getting pulled over. Like, God, I don't even know if I want to ask that prayer of you because it's a dangerous prayer. Because God is going to answer, and God is going to show you some things that you need to work on and some stuff that you need to process through. And he might bring up some anger or some greed or some things that are deep lying that are causing you to act the way that you are acting. But I pray that we would be a people that is open for some change, and that as change starts to happen inside of us, it could happen inside of our world. So will you guys join with me in prayer this morning? Heavenly Father, we come before you, God, and I pray that we would come before you with a humble spirit. God, I pray that we would ask you to use this time as we sit in your presence and as we seek after you, that we would spend some time in this quiet just asking you to search us. God, I know that it's nerve-wracking, but I pray that we would press into the nervousness. I pray that we would press into the intimidation, and that we would allow you into those innermost places of our heart that we try to hide from everybody else. But God, I pray in this moment that you would be able to enter into that space and bring about anything that we need to work on. God, I pray that you would bring up anger or greed or pride, whatever is the root of the cause of our actions. God, I pray that you would just start to do a change in that place. And God, I pray that as you start to change us, that we'd be able to change our world, that we'd be able to change our families and our friends. But God, I pray that that change would first start with us. So God, I pray that you would just meet us here in this place this morning. And it's in your name that we